It's obviously an exciting time for the club. You've had a couple of years out of it in September. Must be nice to put your holidays on hold.
Yeah, it is. Really exciting time for the footy club. I think from previous years to where we are now, there's a lot of hard work being put into it, and the players have had a pretty consistent year so far, but now we realise everything starts again, and players are really excited.
You're just watching Curry out there. What was your impression?
It's about time he's starting to run again. So, no, hopefully he can get through the training load that's required this week to make himself available. Really important for our midfield. When he has been playing, he's been really influential on games, but also really trying to help out Shuey, Gaff, a lot of the younger kids that are stepping into the midfield to try and fast-track their development as quickly as possible.
Foxy, has it changed your belief of how good Collingwood are watching them Friday night?
No, not really. I think Collingwood deserve all the credit for the performances they've put in for the last 2 years. I think to lose 2 games of football in a home and away season is an amazing effort. They're a well-balanced side, and on the weekend you obviously saw Geelong play some pretty good football. So that gives us a little bit of confidence. We'll look at the way that Geelong took them on and obviously kicked goals against them. So, but it's a completely different ball game, the finals now, and I'm sure they'll be ready to have a big impact like we will be.
Do you head over there thinking they're still the best team in the comp?
Yeah, I think they are. I think that they've shown that over the year, and that's what we want. When you get to a finals campaign, you don't want to take on sides at half strength. I think we've shown over the whole season that our best is good enough to match it against other sides. So when we played Collingwood earlier in the year, we had a number of indicators that showed we really took it up to them. So it's just about against all these best sides, you've got to try and maintain that for the whole 120 minutes of a game, and if you don't, they can quickly put some goals on you. So that's a challenge for this group now. I think where we go over there to win the game of footy and host a prelim here, I think there's pressure. Just because we're playing Collingwood doesn't mean that we get a second chance. Let's use that second chance. We want to go over there and try and win this game of football and give ourselves the best possible chance to play in a grand final and win a premiership. So, favouritism, end of the day, doesn't really matter. I think that that's what people want to bet on. That's why they give odds. So, we're not allowed to punt on footy, but I think there's been a little bit of that throughout the year that's happened. But
but what about, obviously, Coxie, some of the young guys that are going to play their first final at the MCG? I mean, your partner in crime, Nick, Luke Shuey. As an older player, to actually watch these guys get their chance and the emotions they're going to go through on Saturday?
Oh yeah, it's really exciting for individuals and for the playing group. I think when I first had my opportunity to play at the MCG, it was a huge buzz, let alone to play a final there and to play Collingwood there as well. So I think all players will be nervous. Certainly at 30, I'll still be a little bit nervous running out on the ground, because I think the expectation this playing group's put on themselves now is to play good, consistent football. And whether that's you're playing there for your first time in a final or you're a senior player, we know the job we've got to do, the job that's in front of us, and we're ready for it.
How do you think they'll handle it, Coxie?
I think, I think that's probably the good thing about these younger kids, is that they've got a lot of confidence. Shuey has been in the system now for a number of years, and obviously Nick has as well. So Jack plays the way he plays. I don't think a MCG final's going to really stir him up. We just want them to go out and play their normal game. We realise it's a bigger occasion, but once that ball gets bounced, everything goes back. When we were playing in grand finals, to people say, well, you're nervous before the game, but everything goes out. You've got a job you have to do. And these young kids will still do theirs.
Talk about your job against Jolly. You've played in 2 grand finals against him. You've had good battles over the years. What's he like up against?
Yeah, very tough opponent. I think certainly his ability to control stoppages. He's got a massive body, but also can push forward and kick goals. I think he's been really reliable on hitting the scoreboard throughout his football career. So. And Wood's playing some good football as well. So they've got a number of options. They can use Brown. So it's something that we'll look at throughout the week, myself and Nick, but we want to try and make sure that we give our midfield first use of the footy.
Having Nick been a freak athlete for years, as working in tandem with him, what does he add to this team compared to what it was previously?
Probably some unpredictability. I think that with my jump and chasing power, but he's certainly a freak athlete, and to do what he's done so far, and when he gets in a centre circle and around the ground, I don't think our players really know what he's going to do. He's a see ball, get ball, he hunts the footy, and that's when he plays his best footy. And that's why I don't think the occasion will really bother him. It'll just be, all right, go out and do what you normally do, have fun doing it, and then we'll get the result we're after.
Are you having the best year of your career?
It's probably changed a little bit from my 05, 06, 07 years, where I was probably finding a little bit more space around the ground, getting more uncontested marks. I think I looked at 06 or something, someone said I had 11 contested marks for the whole year compared to 40 or something this year. So I think that's probably been my biggest improvement. Ability to go forward and have some shots on goal. Would have been good if I could have kicked straighter, but I suppose consistency-wise, it's been probably one of my better ones.
Was it a conscious decision by you to win more contested ball and go forward, take contested marks, or is that the way the game's changed?
The game's changed, I think, as well, and also obviously with Nick playing as well, as my role probably changed a little bit, is to make sure if I wanted to spend more time on ground, well then I have to go forward and have an impact whilst I'm playing forward. So I focused on that throughout the pre-season as well, and got made aware of the forward structures, my role when I do play up there. And along down the lines, I think footy certainly generated into the contested markings back.
Two midfields, how do you see the differences at ground level rather than at your level?
Between us and Collingwood?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some great players. I think Pendlebury's had a fantastic year to certainly lead that football club. Swan, Wellingham, Luke Ball, they're a premier midfield of the competition. So, and that's the importance that both myself and Nick are going to play, is to try and make sure that we can give Prudis, Scott Selwood, Shuey, Curry the opportunity to show their strengths, because when they're up and going, they're a pretty formidable outfit as well. So, against, and the way the game's played now, the stoppages and get the ball in your forward half so you can create that pressure is vitally important. So, won't change this week.
Pendlebury just won a goal as well as.
Yeah, well, I think.
Is that something that makes a real danger?
Oh, it does. I think their ability to cover the ground, their work at stoppages is fantastic. They're great inside. They can turn outside as well, and as you said, they can push forward and kick goals. So I think numerous times they've kicked 3 or 4 goals each in a game. So that's what makes them so dangerous, is that they can get back in, help their defence out, but then also push forward and hit the scoreboard.
Well, you rack against
Coxie, sorry. Some of the things Nick Nat does.
Yeah, I think everyone does. I think everyone will do for his whole career. He's just got this freakish ability to have an impact or just turn the game, I think, by doing a couple of things to really inspire his teammates. Whether that's a great pack mark, or probably more so out of a stoppage he grabs the ball and takes off, or he chases down a midfielder. I think they're very inspiring for his teammates, and really gets us up and going.
When do you give up the number 1 ruck mantle?
Oh, whenever. Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. I think if he starts in the centre square, if I start in the centre square, it doesn't really bother me. So if he can have it, if he's ready for it. But I think that's something that we bring, is something completely different. So teams have got to be a little bit aware of that.
Who wins when you ruck against each other at training?
We don't do many centre bounces, so thank God as well. But I think at one stage you'll jump over someone. So he almost tries to do it against a bag at the footy club, but around ball-ups and throw-ins and that, I'll try and outsmart him, but just try and nullify him as much as possible.